Hi everyone, welcome back. So till now in this module we have learned basic about always encrypted and different scenarios where we can use always encrypted feature, different encryption type and different encryption keys that are required in always encrypted feature. In this video we will learn how always encrypted work. So this is very conceptual part of the always encrypted and we have to give full attention on this. SQL Server 2016 provide always encrypted wizard to encrypt the data. So suppose on the SQL Server we have already a table created and we have few records in the table and we want to encrypt that. So first launch the always encrypted wizard by right clicking on the database and selecting the task menu and further encrypt column submenu. So first always encrypted wizards create the column master key, that is CMK, and stores it on the trusted location either on the Windows certificate or on Azure wallet. So SQL Server do not have directly access to the CMK, only client can access CMK. At next step SQL Server creates CEK, that is column encryption key, and encrypt the CEK using the CMK. Further, database stores the encrypted CEK and the path of the CMK. Note that SQL Server do not have direct access to the CMK. It, instead it stores the path of the CMK where the client has stored the CMK. Next, wizard encrypt the data and stores the encrypted data in the SQL Server database. Now the data in the SQL Server is encrypted and anyone who have only access to the database can never decrypt the data, as SQL Server itself does not have the decryption key, that is CMK. Only client who present the encryption key CMK will able to decrypt the data. So let's see how to work with the client application and always encrypted feature. Now on the SQL Server 2016 data is encrypted and the client application who want to work with data and want to query with the data connect to SQL Server with the special setting, that is column encryption setting equal to enable. We can specify this attribute on the connection string when we create the connection to SQL Server using ADO.NET. When client application connect to SQL Server with the special setting column encryption setting equal to enabled, then SQL Server returns the path of the CMK and the encrypted CK back to the client. Now the client application retrieves the stored CMK from the trusted location and decrypt the CEK. Now client application who want to execute query on the SQL Server encrypts the query parameter using the decrypted CMK and pass the encrypted query over the wire. So anyone looking onto the wire cannot get any information as the query parameter is encrypted. So SQL Server receives the encrypted value of the parameter email. Now SQL Server executes the query on the database and returns result back to the ADO.NET. Note that the returned result is also encrypted, and on receiving the encrypted result on the ADO.NET, ADO.NET have access to the CMK and CEK. So ADO.NET again decrypt the data and present it to the client. So in this way we can see how always encrypted feature ensures data remains encrypted end to end, also on the client and on the server and on the wire. So let's see on the demo application how to work with the always encrypted feature.